Please welcome Vice President, Google Threat Intelligence, Google Cloud, Sandra Joyce.
Hello, RSA Conference. I'm Sandra Joyce with Google. For the past few years, we've been talking a lot about AI's exciting potential for cybersecurity. While we should really be excited about the future, we also need to look at the here and now. And that's because AI is already impacting our industry, and it's time for results. When we look at the current state of affairs, I see three consistent patterns when it comes to AI. First, there's a lot of speculation on the potential of AI and what it's going to do in the future versus the value that it can provide right now. Then, there's experimentation. Many security functions are still trialing different solutions, not entirely sure yet how they're going to integrate AI into their workflows. And then there's the anecdotal. Stories that create a distorted perspective of the landscape based on one-off incidents. And this creates this risk of lurching from one headline to the next. So how do you cut through the noise to understand where you should actually be focusing your AI efforts? We need a better evidence base, specifically around two buckets. First, AI in the threat landscape. With so many different potential adversarial use cases related to AI, we need to prioritize the most prominent attack vectors. Second, AI for defense. CISOs need AI to start delivering. That means understanding how the technology can deliver a meaningful savings or improved security outcomes over the next 6 to 12 months. And today we're going to share some data-driven analyses to help eliminate the guesswork so you can prioritize the practical applications of AI that we're seeing that actually have tangible results. Let's start, though, by exploring what attackers are doing with AI. As part of our work countering threats to Google and our users, Google's threat intelligence group, the analysts track known threat actors. And we investigated how these threat actors are currently attempting to leverage generative AI, and specifically Gemini. We identified advanced persistent threat groups from more than 20 countries that accessed our public Gemini AI services. Iranian actors were the heaviest users of Gemini, and we saw notable activity from China and North Korean associated actors as well. Much of the current conversation around AI threats can sometimes feel overly alarmist. Our analysis shows that while AI is a useful tool for common tasks, we haven't yet seen indications of adversaries developing any fundamentally new attack vectors with these models. Ultimately, attackers are using Gemini the way many of us are, as a productivity tool. And they help to brainstorm or refine their work, and that type of thing. So rather than leveraging novel attack methods, AI right now is enhancing traditional techniques as far as we can see. Fortunately, we did not observe any unique AI-enabled or prompt attacks yet. We also have good news. Gemini's safety measures continue to restrict adversarial operational capabilities. So while Gemini provided assistance with common neutral tasks like content creation or summarization, simple coding, that type of thing, it generated safety responses when it was prompted with more elaborate or explicitly malicious requests. That being said, it's important to understand how threat actors did use Gemini. This allows us to get ahead of adversaries who are adopting AI. Threat actors use Gemini across several phases of the attack lifecycle. So this included performing reconnaissance on target organizations, researching vulnerabilities, seeking assistance with malicious scripting, and even evasion techniques. Again, these are existing attack phases being made more efficient, not fundamentally new AI-driven attacks. Let's dive into some use cases. So first, reconnaissance. Threat actors use Gemini to gather information on target organizations and research topics of interest. For example, Iranian APT actors research specific defense systems, including researching information about specific unmanned aerial vehicles, jamming F-35 fighter jets, anti-drone systems, and Israel's missile defense systems. North Korean APT actors, meanwhile, they research nuclear technology and power plants in South Korea. This included site locations, recent news articles, and the security status of the plants themselves. Second, threat actors are using Gemini as they develop malware. One North Korean APT actor used Gemini for assistance developing code for sandbox evasion. For example, the threat actor utilized Gemini to write code in C++ to detect VM environments and Hyper-V virtual machines. Third, we observed repeated attempts to use Gemini to develop phishing lures. For instance, Iran-based actor APT42 used the text generation and editing capabilities of Gemini to craft material for phishing campaigns. So this included generating content with cybersecurity themes, tailoring the output to a US defense organization. APT42 also utilized Gemini for translation, including localization or tailoring content for a very local audience. This includes content tailored to the colloquial and the very familiar, such as asking for translations to be in fluent, specific colloquial English. Threat actors also use Gemini to generate malicious content in an attempt to influence online audiences in a deceptive and very coordinated manner. This included developing personas and messaging, finding ways to increase their reach to victims, and translating and localizing a lot of the content. Thankfully, the same AI capabilities that attackers are using for productivity gains can have a different impact when defenders actually seize them and use them. They have the power to make defenders even more resilient. There's plenty of exciting potential and opportunities in the future, but today I want to explore some of the defensive use cases for AI as well that we're already seeing make an impact today. Gemini is helping security analysts do their job better and faster today, supporting things like vulnerability detection, incident workflows, and malware analysis. These are use cases we recommend CISOs really lean into right now to harness AI's potential where we're already seeing value. For example, we see really exciting potential for AI to help discover vulnerabilities. Recently, Google shared a project called Big Sleep. In October 2024, we uncovered a real-world vulnerability using a large language model. An exploitable stack buffer of underflow in SQLite, a widely used open source database engine. And we believe that this is the first public example of an AI agent finding a previously unknown exploitable memory safety issue in widely used real-world software. This work has tremendous defensive potential, finding and fixing software vulnerabilities before attackers ever get a chance to use them. We think that this is a promising path towards helping defenders. However, while this may be the first vulnerability discovered using an LLM, it won't be the last. We also need to be aware of how threat actors could adopt similar approaches for offensive purposes and prepare accordingly. In addition to discovering altogether new vulnerabilities, AI can also assist with more routine vulnerability detection workflows. So fuzzing or fuzz testing is a cybersecurity technique that involves feeding random, invalid, or unexpected inputs into a system to actually uncover vulnerabilities and bugs. This is to help to identify potential security flaws and improve software robustness. Our current results with using LLMs to create new fuzzing harnesses are showing real promise. We've achieved coverage increases of up to 7,000% across 272 C++ projects in OSS Fuzz. Compared to human-written fuzzing harnesses, we've seen AI double fuzzing coverage from 30% to 60%. So moving to our second use case, we're making exciting progress when it comes to leveraging AI in the SOC through security agents. We've already seen efficiency gains as security functions begin to move from manual to AI-assisted workflows, where humans still initiate and drive the work, but they get a boost from AI. Now we're taking the step, and it's a major leap, to go from assisted to semi-autonomous AI, these agentic workflows with a human in the loop. Here, intelligence agents work alongside human beings and analysts, and they're automating routine tasks and automating the decision-making. This frees up valuable security talent to focus on novel, complex investigations that truly demand human expertise. Agentic AI doesn't just assist our actions, it can proactively identify work and execute tasks like evidence enrichment. You can generate plans and even complete steps towards a defined goal. So let's explore what this looks like in practice. First, using AI to summarize cases and threats so users don't have to sift through hundreds of alerts or reports. At Google, we've used Gemini to write incident summaries 51% faster, while also measurably improving the quality. In blind evaluations, security teams rated LLM-written summaries 10% higher than their human-written equivalents. We're also using AI to reduce toil for our own analyst workflows. So in the Google Threat Intelligence Group, we use an internal AI tool that can review thousands of event logs collected from an investigation and quickly summarize them in minutes as a bite-sized piece that can be understood across the entire intelligence team. This process used to take hours of effort, and we can do it now in seconds. Second, the generation of queries, rules, playbooks, aiding in faster threat hunting or onboarding migration. Customers using Gemini to help write detection tools have told us what used to take their analysts 30 minutes to an hour, Gemini can do in a matter of seconds. Third, with investigation assistance, where multi-turn chats let analysts dig deeper by asking questions, questions about threats, alerts, cases, any data, or even how to use the product. And finally, the growing volume of cyber threats has naturally increased workflows for defenders, and particularly malware analysis. However, there aren't many people in our industry who have those really advanced reverse engineering skill sets. This means most organizations lack the malware analysis capabilities that they really require. This creates a clear need for improved automation. The true test of any malware analysis tool lies in its ability to identify never-before-seen threats that were undetected by traditional methods, proactively protect systems from zero-day attacks. Gemini can understand how code behavior in a deep way, how it can spot new threats, including the ones that we've never seen before. So in the instance of an unusual file that no standard virus or threat detection system on VirusTotal could identify, Gemini was able to break down and analyze the code to determine it was harmful in just 27 seconds. We've explored several ways AI is being leveraged within Google to enhance security functions. However, the potential of AI extends far beyond just individual organizations. Now let's shift our focus to how nations are harnessing this transformative technology to elevate security outcomes on a broader scale. It is my pleasure to introduce His Excellency, Dr. Mohammed Al-Kuwaiti, Head of Cybersecurity for the United Arab Emirates, who will share insights into their national AI security innovation. Dr. Al-Kuwaiti.
Thank you very much, Sandra. Thank you very much, Sandra. Thank you, thank you. Good morning, gotta say. Thank you very much for being here, and it's an honor to join you all here today. Over the past decade, the UAE has been on a relentless and fast-paced pursuit of the remarkable. our journey has been guided by a well-structured roadmap rooted in forward-thinking leadership. For us, it's about those we serve. The UAE journey is driven by clear ambition to improve people's lives, to make every advancement, every innovation, and every bold idea meaningful, so we can achieve our vision of becoming the happiest, the safest, and the most dynamic economy by 2031. For instance, in the UAE, we have been using AI to meet the following security use cases. First, AI-driven compliance monitoring through National Information Assurance Platform. Second, implementation of smart solutions. And third, data privacy and confidentiality. And the UAE intends to take this further in the future with AI-based initiatives, such as establishing a cybersecurity center of excellence, advancing cybersecurity through CyberPulse, hosting the Quantum Innovation Summit by 2025. We are proud of our strategic initiative with Google and excited about the AI-driven aspects, and we are always open to big ideas and collaboration. Thank you all, and back to you, Sandra. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Al-Kuwaiti. It's clear that we can use AI to be more productive and effective, but it will take all of us, and grounding in our ideas and results and data to know what's actually working. We're heading into a new era where security agents will increasingly handle routine tasks. This means we should evaluate their impact and effectiveness using the same metrics that we apply to our teams today. Look, as we swim in this sea of hype, I encourage you, don't just believe all of the AI claims being made in our industry. Go and actually test them against robust metrics. Judge your systems so that as you progress on your AI journey, you're proving out the value of the technology. And we've only scratched the surface today of how AI is actively shaping the cybersecurity landscape right now. And I encourage you to read all of our threat intelligence reports at our Google Threat Intelligence blog, where we're constantly sharing the latest attacker trends and insights from our front lines. Be well, take care of each other, and thank you. Have a great rest of your conference. Thank you so much.